Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Construction Complete, the show where we look at all things Mario Maker. My name is Killjoy, and today we're taking another look at my Super Mario Bros. 3 remix, where I basically look at the older levels and try to remix them and make levels based on those levels, some closer to the originals than other, but basically in the theme of it. Today we're going to be looking at 2-Dash Pyramid. Now, anyone who's played Super Mario Bros. 3 will know that the pyramid level is quite unique, it's quite a memorable level from that game, so this was a level that I had quite a hard time making, but I also had fun doing it as well. So, yeah, so the way I normally do these episodes is I play through the level, then we'll talk about the level, critique it, and then I play through it once more at the end, so you kind of get a feel for it. As always, the code for the level will be on the screen at the beginning of this video and at the end of the video if you want to go and do it yourself and give it a go and whatnot and feedback it and all that kind of stuff. So, let's crack on, shall we? So we're going to play through the level.
Here we go.
This was a lot of fun, and this was only possible to do this level when Super Mario Maker 2 came out because it requires a lot of slopes, really, to make it like a pyramid. A lot of dead ends, a lot of slopes, a lot of things like that. Now, I've kind of set this up in a way that you should never be able to get stuck. Now, I'll get onto that more later on, but oops. Oh yeah, you put the beetle helmet on my head as well. I want. Take that. But as you can see, definitely going with the theme. Obviously, it's a slightly different colour. Oh, balls. It's a different colour normally when you. Oh, he's not there. So different colour normally when you play this level. Sorry, in the original when you play it, there's it's like a different background. Where has he gone? Okay, well, perfect time to show you that it's really, really important to have a backup plan in case something goes wrong. Like that. It's kind of good that they went this way, but basically, yes, I had to make sure that there was a spawner for shells in this, otherwise, yeah, bad things would happen. Ooh. Yeah, nice little secret in here as well, just to add a bit of flavour to the level. And there's a happy face of coins. But you can see this is probably one of the more complex levels I've made, actually, out of a lot of stuff I've done. There's also a lot of buzzy beetles, as you can probably tell. And there we go. We've made our way through the pyramid and out the other end to complete the level. Awesome. Alright, so let's go through it. So,
Here we go.
just to show how this level is designed, you technically... Oh, no. I don't think you can jump up the top here. I made it so that it wasn't possible. You could... Yeah, there we go. So I made it so... Excuse me. I made it so the screen can't scroll past that point, but technically, that's how the top level looks. You have a very, very short part of it. So, we start the player off in a point where, hey look, pipe, let's go. And now let's have a look at this level. So, it starts off pretty much the same as the original. You have the set of stairs with a buzzy beetle coming down, except this time, on the original, it's a bit different. There's another buzzy beetle with some blocks and things you have to get a power up. But I've done it so that, you know, it's just the one dude here. Nice and easy, no way that as soon as you come through that pipe, you can see the beetle, nice and easy, no way you're not going to be able to dive from it at all. So you've got plenty of time to figure out what's going on. So we start the level, we've got the one buzzy beetle, we've got a mushroom in this block and a coin here. And you're going to see there's a lot of these dead ends full of coins. The idea with the original pyramid level is kind of a little bit puzzly, because there's a lot of these bricks you have to smash to then go into areas that were just dead ends generally. But so to do that, I kind of fill the dead ends up primarily with coins, just so to make it a bit more interesting and a good reason to go to those dead ends. So And you also see this level is full of slopes. There are slopes bloody everywhere. Slopes just so you can slide around. Anyway, so then you've given a choice here. You've got the coins, you've got this path, and then you've got this bottom path. Now, the bottom path here, you'll see this pipe. This isn't something that you could do in Super Mario Bros. 3. But this pipe spawns just beetle shells. And the reason for this was I got to points where I realised if you get hit and lose your power-ups, because you use the raccoon leaf to smash blocks, like you can use that or you can use the beetles. But the problem was that I was getting stuck. So I had to make sure that when I was doing this level, I had to make sure that it was always possible, that there was always access to a way to break the blocks. Now, you can use any of the normal beetles, but bear in mind, when you jump on a beetle, same as a Koopa Trooper, you got a limited amount of time before they get up and again, so you have to be careful, whereas the ones that come from this pipe don't do that. So you've got all the time in the world to just carry this to wherever you want. So bear in mind that is there, that is there for the sake of, so you never get stuck on a level. You can always come back and get another Koopa Trooper, Buzzy Beetle to use to smash open the bricks. So we start the level off, we have this dude here, jumping on there. Now, if you get the mushroom that's in that block, then that's pretty good, but then there's also a raccoon leaf here. So you can then get the raccoon leaf and not have to worry about the beetles, or you can then jump up here and use this dude to smash open this block. You can grab the beetle down here. So we'd like, actually, let's do something to show this. Where am I going? That one. Oh. So if I've got the super leaf, I can just ignore this dude and do this myself like this. That's one way of doing it. Or I can do this. And also, if you're good enough at the game, which I think most people are, you can just slide under one break. If you happen to do something like this,
Here we go.
I mean, you can jump through that. If you get one block,
Here we go.
oh, you can smash open like.
Here we go.
Yeah, sometimes you can smash open one and then you can just be like, okay, I can duck jump through that, which also works.
Here we go.
If I want, I can come down here and get this one, jump over this little fool, and do that. So you've got choice. The whole point is you've got choice to basically do, get through the level, and you'll always have that pipe there. Like that, without that pipe, it's like nigh on impossible to do the level if you get hit or you can't find a Buzzy Beetle. So it's like super important that like I have a way to make sure, because like there's one set of bricks, there's another set of bricks there, there is two more set of bricks there as well. So you need to be able to make sure that the player always has a way of getting through. And this is something that I realized when making this, was like, whenever you make level design, and this level kind of taught me this, is you need to think of everything. You need to test levels, and you also need to be aware that like you can't just build a level and be done with it, because people will find a way to break it. So anyway, so you've got your different options here to get through there. You can use the raccoon leaf, the beetles that are walking around, or a beetle shell. You smash here and you're given a choice. You can jump up to this bit to get some more coins, you can slide down this ramp here, or you can go to the left. Now we're going to go down here because this is technically the wrong way, and you're greeted by another beetle. You'll see that there is, to start with, there's sporadic placement of the beetles. They're not everywhere, but I'm also trying to show off the theme of the level, that there are beetles on the ceiling, there are beetles on the ground. The ones on the ceiling will fall down and attack you, so you have to be aware of them. But down here you have a fire piranha plant. Got another set of coins, you've got a raccoon leaf in the top here, or a mushroom, and then a coin block down here. So again, I'm giving, even though there's like, it's a dead end, you're still getting something out of it. It's worth exploring if you want the coins, if you want the power-ups. Just simple like that, because the only enemies that are on this level are the beetles and then the plants in the pipe. So there's nothing too crazy, and you're only really dealing with two types of enemy. So yeah, then once you've gone those ways, you then got this way up here, which then leads to another set of bricks, and same principle applies. There is a beetle here. Now the only problem with this level is that sometimes when you jump around and the way the camera works, you can spawn enemies too early, and I can be doing something down here and this guy will fall off his ledge and start walking down and he won't be there. But again, that's why this pipe exists, so that you can come and get a beetle, because these beetles, if they don't die technically, they'll always come back from where they were. When I mean die, that means like 2 shells hitting each other and flying off screen. If you just fling it off the edge of the screen, it'll come back eventually. So you can see it's like a very this level's kind of straightforward. Like, you've got the dead ends and you've got the right ways, and you're basically just using you're just pimbling around the beetles, so it's not too bad. Anyway, past this point, a couple beetles. Now, there is a low ceiling here, which, you know, could be a bit awkward. You can definitely make a jump there, but you have to time it on that. If you've got the leaf, you can just hit them there. And then we've got the secret, which we'll come back to, but we'll carry on. You can see there's a buzzy beetle there, a piranha plant in the pipe there, and then a bunch of more beetles, and then it gives you again options up and down. So if you go up, you're greeted by a couple of beetles, another block here, and then greeted by this smiley face of coins. I don't know why I did that, but there you go. And then there's another power up in this block here, so always worth doing that. If you go down this way, there are more beetles, and then this is the final set of bricks to smash, and then a couple of different coloured pipes. Now these coloured pipes make the piranha plants come out faster. You'll see they come straight out as soon as I hit the button, back in, straight back out again. That's why those pipes are that colour. And there's the final pipe there. Like I said, it's not the most complicated level in the grand scheme of things. I mean, if you look at it now, you can see in this view just like the design here going where it's like, okay, things lead to different ways, lead to dead ends. It's quite simple, but like, how many beetles are even on this level? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, you know, there's quite a few enemies on this level. But the reason is so that you've always got ammunition to fire at the bricks if you don't want to travel all the way back. Now, bear in mind, if I'm over here with these beetles like this, I can still travel back to grab this here. At no point will I ever be not able to get to that set of the beetle shell there. I'm actually going to try something because I don't know what happens when I do this, but I want to just see if I go down the pipe to the secret. It's a good way of showing off the secret as well. What happens if I go, oh hello. So I mean, sometimes he spawns a bit. Now if I go down here, I'm assuming that those, I'll come to this in a minute, we'll come back to this. It's just a little bonus room, but what I want to know is, can I, do the bricks come back? No. Okay, the bricks do seem smashed, which is good, because that would be a problem otherwise. But yeah, very, very simple level. Nothing too crazy. Like, it's obviously it's heavily inspired by the original, but I actually feel like this is one of the better levels I made. I feel like it's not puzzly enough to the point where it's like infuriating, but it's also puzzly enough to know that, oh, there are different directions you can go, but you're always rewarded for it. You just have to be aware of the beetles primarily, because, you know, if you're not looking for them, they will get you. And then yeah, there's a secret room in here, which is coins primarily. Zoom in a minute. We've got a couple of secret blocks here. There's a 1-up in this one, I believe. Yep, another block there. In this one is a coin block, and this one is a P-switch. Now you can use the P-switch, I'll show you actually, or if you collect all the coins in here, like this. Now you can decide to stay in here and grab the rest of the coins, or do what I do. This is a good way, you can actually use this P-switch to run over here and get these. And possibly even down the bottom bit. Let's have a look. Let's try something, shall we? Let's get inventive. Can I use that P-switch to get to the end of the level? I think the answer is going to be yes. I think you can do it. So we're going to find out now. So I don't know if I've tried this, but this potentially is another option of how to get to the end of the level, if I'm quick enough. So obviously you've got a timer of about 20 seconds. I think that's how long they last. Now when you go for a pipe, so you can even use that to get to the end of the level. So there's another option if you know it's there. So you can see that the whole point of this level is my thinking behind it is, how can I make a puzzly level where the player can get from the start to the end without feeling frustrated, and also have an option to make sure they can continually continue through the level, because at no point do I want to make it so that you have to then, you know, go back out of this pipe, reset everything. Like, that's not fun. You want to make it so that you've given the player, yeah, it's a bit long-winded to come all the way back down here just to like fire a shell over here. And again, that's, if you go on and off the screen, you'll find that the beetles will return to their spots a lot of the time anyway. But you have to always make sure that there is a way for the person to end. Because originally, before I even had that, there were times when I would get stuck. And I'm like, oh, okay, now how do I progress? So I had to make it work that way. In the original, you could just go back out and come back into the level by going outside to the beginning bit, which you can do here as well. But yeah, you need to make it always be aware that when you're making something like this, you need to think very, very hard about the player getting stuck and like that. Now, I've done things in the past where sometimes I've made mistakes where you can just get stuck. The other alternative is always to make like a pit so that the player can fall down there and die and restart the level. That's one way of doing it as well. But at no point should a player who's playing a level should ever get to a point where they can't progress. It's essentially what they call soft locking, where that you're stuck, but you can still got control of the game, but you can't carry on playing. So for me, the whole point was to have a way to keep that progress going so the player never feels stuck. But yeah, this is the level. It's not that complicated, honestly. It's not that complicated. It was quite an easy level to make in terms of, oh, I need to make a path through the ground. I just need to make it look like I'm inside a pyramid of some kind, or you know, just have multiple pathways. Now I could make the level bigger. If I zoom in here, you'll see that I've still got this bit here along the bottom. I could have made the level much longer, but I feel like that would have made it unnecessary, and I didn't want to run out of ideas with it. I think this is nice enough. I think the level takes a good... It feels like a length of a Super Mario Bros. 3 level, so being able to kind of remix that and make it feel like that, to me, was the achievement I was going for. Other things in this that I would change? Yeah, I think maybe there are one too many beetles around. I probably wouldn't have this guy here. Seems a bit unnecessary. Maybe I'd put these blocks back a bit, so the blocks are here, and this Buzzy Beetle's here, so you're not going to be running up this ramp and him falling on your head, which like is possible if you're not careful. But yeah, putting the bricks further over, like over here, probably would have made more sense. Maybe having one or two more little secret routes, maybe extending the level, but nothing too crazy. I think for the most part, I'm actually pretty happy with this level. I think people will have to play it and offer their own feedback on this one, because I actually really liked making this level. I think it plays really well, and honestly, apart from this cheeky little change of colour pipes here that make these piranhas come up quicker, everything is pretty standard. So honestly, like, there's not much I would change apart from maybe moving those bricks back and taking away that beetle, because obviously the ceiling there is quite low, so it makes it a bit more difficult to jump. But honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. So, you know, I'm going to play through the level one more time to show that you can do it walking,
Here we go.
and then that'll do it. Like, this level kind of came together fairly easy. I'm fairly happy with it. And it's just one of those ones I just knew what I wanted to do straight away. Some levels oh, that was cool. Some levels, I've just realised I started big as well. Some levels oh yeah, let's kick the shell. Obviously you wouldn't start with a raccoon leaf, I forgot I'd even done that. But yeah, there he is. There's the one from the top who's come down here. But yeah, some levels just kind of come naturally, and that side of things, it's quite nice to be able to just put it together, have an idea and just go for it. Whereas some levels are much more difficult, and we will get to that later on, because there are a couple of levels that I tried to make which I was struggling with. But you can see this level's, I wouldn't say it's a walk in the park. It is nice pace. You can just slowly take your time. Oh, you did smash it open. Slowly take your time through it. It's taking me what? So it's set to 300, so it's quite a quick level then, maybe. Maybe it isn't quite as long as I thought it was, but then again, I did make it, so... But there we go, look. Nice, simple, very basic kind of puzzle level where the puzzle is just to smash bricks and explore. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, I am pretty happy with it. I think it turned out how I wanted it to turn out in the fact that it is based on the original pyramid level. It feels like the pyramid level. It's just a bit more rewarding, and there's a few less dead ends. So yeah. So that's going to do it for me today then, guys. Thank you very much for watching as always. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to see more content like this, hit subscribe, and Facebook and Twitter links down below if you want to get involved in the communities there. We're always trying to keep people up to date on what's going on, and look forward to more construction completes, because I enjoy doing these. I like making levels in Super Mario Bros. Freestyle, so you can look forward to that coming in the near future, hopefully. So until next video, I'll see you then.